Oh,
And we are live. Hey, everybody. Look at the chat blowing up.
yeah, we all saw you guys. We're just, have our own thing.
Drinking a slip and slide. Hey, JVB. Hey, Laura. Hey, Rhett. We're just waiting for Solomon to stroll his ass on in here. Let's see. So we're doing this one. And this one, right? Yep. The counterfeit wine. And the Virginia beer. Okay. Hey, Brad, how's it going? Good to see you. Slide, slippity slide, JVB.
Oh, 6 ounces. Holy crap.
Holy crap. Stumble and slide. All right. What do y'all think of the new more YouTube-y backdrop? I gotta look that one up, JVB. JVB, do you guys watch the Goldbergs?
No.
It's a very funny show. And they say JTP all the time, and one of the group of kids says JTP. So whenever I see JVB, I think of that. I say it in that cadence. Yeah, too busy. All right, thank you. Appreciate that. I thought that might be a possibility. Do you think this is too busy, or this plus this is too busy? I'd rather start too busy and work my way back than start too sparse.
There's this really irritating thing right in dead center of the screen. It's got glasses on and some headphones.
Yeah. It's ugly, isn't it? Thanks, Brad.
What was back there before? Just that whiteboard, right?
Yeah, just the whiteboard and the window and my cell phone charging on the windowsill. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. I 100% agree, JVB, and that is going to be fixed next week. Is my plan then? Is my plan. I'm gonna probably take maybe just down to the logo. Once we get 3 people in here, there's 2 empty boxes down here on the bottom that I'm gonna try to fill with something that's a little bit less busy than what's going on here.
Anybody want to guess what Solomon's doing?
Shaving.
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's shaving all right. Let him know all the viewers are taking bets on what he's doing.
What's that called? There's a pool going.
It's not a sex. Maybe it is. Who knows? Who knows what happens in here? Brad, did you say what's Brad drinking tonight? I think I saw Laura. Laura's got an Argentinian red blend. Rhett's got like all the things. Rhett's just drinking everything. Some McKellen. I think he had some beer. JVB obviously is drinking plenty.
You know, JVB, have you had that Canadian whiskey brandy called Sortilege, which is actually made from maple syrup? That stuff is delicious.
Brad, if I had to guess, I'd say you're drinking some Hot Butcher. P.S. Brad, there's some initial talks going on about some folks maybe heading back to Iowa City sometime this fall, if we can leave houses and all.
What'd you do at the gym, Rhett? I could say I went to the gym too. That doesn't mean anything happened there. I pulled into the parking lot and watched people walk out of their cars into the building.
Omo, Mike is in watching. Holy crap. Good to see you, buddy. Nothing to do now that the basketball tournament's over with.
The Hawkeyes didn't advance.
They did not. They got smoked
by
Oregon, who had a bye, which was interesting.
They had a bye.
The team they were playing got the COVID, and so they just got advanced.
Oh, that's right.
Here he is.
Is he in the green room?
He's in the green room.
I apologize for taking a shit before we start. At least we're not on air. I can fucking decompress.
No, we're on air. Hey, Jeff McKitty.
You guys.
Oh my goodness, Solomon. You're
up?
full on man bun now.
Yeah. Oh, don't act like you don't put your hair in a man bun before you take a shit. Everybody does. How else are you gonna keep it clean?
Oh.
Hey everybody, good to see you. Who's here?
I do tie my shirt in a knot in the front.
Okay, there you go.
That was a visual I did not need tonight, John Ruyak.
I don't know why I'm envisioning like John Ruyak in the 1980s. Like that was just his style choice, like a fucking front knot in his shirt, showing off a little midriff.
And a little cleavage, you got to bring it down.
Yeah. I'm prim and proper. I cover up the décolletage as one ought to do.
All right. So we talked earlier. Thanks for getting back to me on what you guys wanted to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Can we talk about all of them? I think that'd be fun. We got time.
Talk
These
about
guys ain't going anywhere.
All of the news stories?
Yeah.
There's like 8 of them.
No, not all of them. The 3 that we talked about.
Oh, did you guys read the Beer Park one? There wasn't a whole lot to the Beer Park one.
I did.
But it's fun to talk about beer parks.
It's fun to talk about beer parks, dude.
If you guys want to,
we can tell them how to
put
run
my
their
man
business.
bun up. I'm ready to go frisbee golf.
I'd rather talk about the Murphy Good job than the beer park, but I don't have any notes on the beer park. So if one of you guys want to take the beer park,
Ruyak's gonna do that. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
On the beer park, I didn't post the story.
Yeah, Eccles did, but
I saw a map.
Yeah, so there you go. Read from the map. It's not difficult.
Well, we'll do a virtual tour from a map of the beer park.
Yeah, you're gonna run that, right?
Sure.
Just open, dude. You know where the show notes are, right?
I see them.
There you go. Start from there. Just let them be your guide. Don't make me tell you how to do your job. That's what guests are for.
This should go well. All right. All right, Solomon, your thoughts on the more YouTubey background here?
Oh shit! I didn't even notice. Did you? Yeah. So I don't see your side wall. Did you? You're at the same desk, but you like angled.
I rearranged
rearranged everything.
Whole thing.
Yeah. I like that better. I see the only 2 awards that matter back there.
Yeah,
you backlit them.
I did backlight them. And then I had to put black construction paper on them because they're clear. So it just looked like candles. sitting there. So
Yes.
I had to put
Yes.
some black construction paper on them. I got the blue light on the
Hendrix.
on the Hendrix Lunar. Yeah, yeah,
That's so trippy, bro.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I got
I
the-
like
I got
that.
the-
It's
the
better
recoil.
than looking at that glare that came straight back from your whiteboard.
That was for thinning purposes. That's what that was there for. Yeah,
Oh,
JDB I put up the plush toys and the sex toys right next to each other. Boink, boink.
That would be
boink.
kind of like you gotta switch it up. Just one episode to have like a dildo like swinging back and forth. This guy, he's like the Andy Cohen of podcasting with all the shelf space.
Oh, I thought you were saying with the dildos. All right.
Hey, dude. Everybody
All right.
uses dildos. Who doesn't use a dildo, especially when you got to poop? So
always
did
so
we?
great.
Yeah,
always so
I'm
great when
sorry.
we don't
I
have-
demonetized our YouTube segment. I apologize.
I could edit it before we oh no, I can't because it's live. All right. Shall we do this? Shit. I mean,
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
All right.
I didn't put anything like I didn't put a thing in the show notes.
I did.
Oh, you got okay, cool.
I didn't want you like having to type while you were pooping or anything like that.
Yeah, man. I don't need a dirty keyboard. Come on. Dirty
And,
keyboard, one of my favorite 9-inch.
At the sound of the tone, the official "We Like Drinking" time will be 5 o'clock. Commence consumption.
This week on episode 322 of the We Like Drinking podcast, we'll be discussing random drinks for the panel, counterfeit wine, and your manager is a bee. So crack open that beer, uncork that wine, and let's get drinking. Oh,
I don't know why that intro got me thinking back to like the first season of Community. And I haven't watched that show in a long time, but I just remember there's a girl named Britta, and there's a guy singing a song going that used to date Britta, and he goes, "I'm getting rid of Britta. I'm getting rid of the bee. She's a GDB." It was so awful and rad at the same time.
That's pretty awesome. So let me say cheers, my podcast drinking friends, and welcome to Happy Hour 322 of your favorite award-winning topical beer and wine education podcast focusing on fun.
Fun.
So make sure you never miss another episode of our brand of drinking fun by visiting welikedrinking.com/subscribe.
I don't even know the difference between those two things.
That's cool.
Fun and
You guys-
subscribing, they're
you got-
one and the same.
Yeah, that's true. You guys have never been more on point with the funsies though. You guys were like, you had it.
No, that
locked
was
in.
nice. That felt
That was
good.
good. Yeah.
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 But it reminds me of the good times I've had with the stuff on your shelf up there.
Well, you hear everybody talking. Let's find out who they are so you can assign a name to the voice. We're joined by our usual panel members. We
I'm
have
just
our
going to say
California
assign blame.
Oh, wow.
that too. We have our California Sustainable Wine Growing Ambassador and recovering wine blogger, Jeff Solomon.
Hey, it was his fault. His fault.
Our commercial brewer and snake wrangler, John Ruyak.
Yeah, I did some of that last weekend. Hi.
Yeah, you did. And I am your host and certified specialist of wine, Jeff Eccles. Tonight, no guest, no specific drink. That's right. It's your favorite episode of the month. The What the Fuck Did I Just Listen To episode that we listen to every single month where we have no plan and we just go for it. See what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's walk through. I know you all got something fun to drink. So let's Jeff's still pouring. John's may already be gone. So
No, I
guess we'll
haven't
start
taken
there.
even a single sip yet.
All right, what is it?
I was waiting for Solomon to make him jealous of the everything bagel with lox and cream cheese that I was going to have with my Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout from North Coast Brewing. But I was hungry, so I ate the bagel. But I didn't drink any of the beer yet. But
Nice.
just, this is one of my absolute favorites. So yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Just
I've
the
got
one.
I've got it. Yeah, just that. I've got some, Il Ticoleño tequila chasers for a little later if I need to wash out the bottom of my glass.
I'm sure that's going to have to be happen. JVB made a good comment that we have the pants-free contingency in the peanut gallery as well. Jeff Solomon, what you be drinking?
I swear I'm here. I was having some internet stuff going on. It scared the heck out of me. So, Kara has been really getting into sours recently, and all the hipsters are going to love this. She's been getting really into smoothie sours recently. So she's been getting a lot of stuff from Bear Bottle Brewing Company. I believe they're out of San Francisco. Because they do a lot of like cool, like juicy, fruity, sometimes smoothie and pulpy sours. And they're the ones you might have seen on our Instagram. Bear Bottle is the one where on their cans they always put not just like the hop bill, but straight up the recipe. Like if you want to make 5 gallons of this beer, here you go. And they always give credit to whoever produced it, which I think is cool. So anyways, she's been really into sours, and I think that's great. I think some of them are you can get kind of soured out. But she picked up a couple of Bear Bottles that were just straight up IPAs. I was going to drink one that had a Golden State Warriors theme on it, but she mistook it for a sour and poured it. And so there goes my Top Shots segue. So I can't do that. Instead, what I have, by the way, it's Jeff is Rad on Top Shots. Send me your moments. But I am drinking the Bear Bottle Amarillo Dust. Amarillo. Do brewers call it Amarillo?
Yes.
All right. I love how they have a yellow label, though. So I'm going to call it Amarillo. And this is, it's a fucking IPA with Amarillo hops, 6.7% alcohol.
Nice.
And here it is. It's kind of juicy looking.
It's a tad juicy, a little bit hazy. How is it?
Fresh, piney, tropical, #smooth. Not my biggest cup of tea, per se, or my fanciest cup of tea, but it's all right. It's a good beer. It's a good beer. Good. That one the Warriors one was clear as a bell. Then I get the fucking hazy. What's in here?
Looks like Tang.
Yeah, man. Oh God. Oh, flaked oats. There you go, John. Flaked oats.
So I was contemplating all day what to drink tonight. I thought about maybe breaking out an old fashioned, maybe getting some of the other stuff we've had on the show, and I was like, man, you know what I want? I just want a draft beer. And then I thought to myself, hey, you have a bar like half a mile from you. You have an Irish bar half a mile from you. So I went down and I said, hey man, can I get a black and tan to go? And he said, sure can. So fun tip. Don't expect a black and tan to be very black and tan when it's poured into a plastic cup to go.
I was going to say, I think that it starts to mix together.
I'm not sure a spoon ever got broken out when he was mixing that one. And then that one's gone. I've got a hazy IPA to go as well. To go beers are awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and say that again.
The only thing that would have been better, though, is if you asked for the black and tan and dude just opened up 2 cans.
2 taps. No, he just opened 2 taps up at the same time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's what I'll be drinking out, starting with the ban. I guess it's really not it's ban. I'll just call it a ban. And then I'll move into the IPA. So as we get into these, John is going to let us know what's up with
wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference going around the table and across the internet to all these people watching. Gonna give you a term, and you folks is gonna guess what it is. Wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference. Let's find out. This week's term is DeChambeau.
Oh shit.
DeChambeau.
DeChambeau.
Let me guess. Is that spelled CRENELLATIONS?
Yeah, you know, the snow hanging off of Jeff's house. Crenellations.
Okay. How do you spell DeChambeau?
DeChambeau.
Spell that again.
DeChambeau.
Oh.
The D and the C are capitalized.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Don't look at the comments because I'm sure JVB already has this. Is it okay if I go first?
Sure.
Sure.
DeChambeau. It seems French in origin. However, it's kind of like an Americanized bastardization, like in the same sense that, like, you know, so many people will be at a winery in the United States and they go, oh, I'll have the Meritage, when it's really pronounced Meritage, right?
Mhm.
And DeChambeau is one of those things as well. It actually is pronounced that way, but it was actually it was born out of, it's a pop culture reference, and it's born out of this crazy collaboration between two infomercial celebrities. You got Billy Blanks over here. You got oh god, who's the Tybo guy? Billy Blanks, yeah, Billy Blanks and Billy Mays, right? Is that the other guy? All right, Billy Mays of the ShamWow and Billy Blanks of the Tybo collaborated together. It's a cleaning style involving the ShamWow and using Tybo style karate. And really, the whole thing was a ripoff of the defense style that was popularized by one Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi in the original Karate Kid. DeChambeau, pop culture reference, where you have infomercial celebrities teaming up to clean in style.
So Solomon, usually your guesses on this are complete bullshit, but I really like this one.
Okay, thank you.
I'm so frustrated too, because I immediately went to the ShamWow as well, or to the DeChambeau. What was the what was the ShamWow, right?
ShamWow and Tybo.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring the Tybo thing in, but I was definitely going with some kind of deconstructed ShamWow or something like that. But since
if I'm
you
being
did
honest, I think it's like a liqueur, but I'm going with.
I mean, it's a pop culture reference, and for whatever fucking reason, John Ruyak is bringing golf into the podcast. This is I think he's an American golfer or something like that. And
we have two pop culture reference guesses here. All right. Eccles is the winner.
Hey, and so is every single person in the chat.
Oh, okay. No.
The reason why DeChambeau is because it is a pop culture reference. He is a golfer. He hits the ball a freaking mile, but he's coming out with his own NFT card.
Oh, well, isn't that wonderful?
So I thought it was appropriate for our train of thought over the last few weeks.
DeChambeau. Yeah, everybody was saying, except Rhett said that.
Whoa. I will say this. Anyone who knows that DeChambeau is a golfer, no, y'all are the losers. Because you're sitting there watching golf on TV. You could be doing anything else, but instead you're ignoring your children and pretending to watch golf.
It's also called the napping channel, I think, and the golfing channel.
DeChambeau!
No!
It's a pop culture reference.
So,
Hit the button.
Oh, yeah. I'm working.
God, fucking up.
Can we
my
talk? Can we
podcast
talk about?
again.
Can we talk about NFTs?
Do we have
just a
to?
second?
Well-
for just a second. For just a second.
We like
Sure.
drinking.com/pledge. We're all investing your hard-earned money into NFTs. We together pitched in on a quarter of a CryptoPunk, which means that each member of the panel has 1/12 of a CryptoPunk right now.
There we go. This
What were you
is
gonna
a
say?
dime. This is a dime.
That is a dime.
It's worth 10 cents.
It is.
It'll always be worth 10 cents.
It's
It's not-
fungible.
Yes, but it'll always be worth 10 cents. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say about NFTs.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. You can't even buy an NFT for 10 cents.
Right?
Sure.
You
You
can
know-
sell it.
You know how I know you know how I know NFTs are going nowhere? Because everybody's excited about it. No one gets excited about a dime. No one gets excited about $1. It's just money.
You could
Just-
sell a tweet for $3 million, though.
Yeah, because some idiot will buy that.
Hey man, we paid for that logo at the top right of the screen.
All right. It's been a couple weeks, and we just wanted to make sure everybody remembers that if you're looking to score yourself some hella good wine, consider picking up some of Lori's fantastic Dracaena wine, Cabernet Franc. So many of our listeners have gotten in on this deal and gotten their wine shipped to them, and they come back to us and they're like, this is better than an NFT. And it way so is. You can get some of her award-winning Cabernet Franc, her soon-to-be-released Chenin Blanc, her Rosé, all available to you. You can go to welikedrinking.com/wine to get sent right to their shop, where if you put in the code WLD, you will get 5% off your order. We will get 5% of the sale, and Lori will get the sale, and you will also get some fantastic juice in your mouth hole. Jeff, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's WLD at checkout, so we can get 1/8 of a LeBron turnaway 3-pointer. No, it's obviously Lori is awesome, but and along with that, her wine is fantastic too. So yeah, go pick it up. WeLikeDrinking.com/wine and WLD at checkout.
There you
Or figure out how to spell Dracaena.
go. You can find it yourself. All right, let's get to the meat of this show. This is gonna be a lot of fun, everybody. Booze news. We discuss interesting, noteworthy, or sometimes some pretty silly things. We may get through 3 tonight. We'll see how prepared John is getting over there. First up, it's amazing how much we talk about counterfeit wine on this show. But this one this week, this one is setting a new bar for counterfeiters. This is coming out of the UK from Fox News, titled "Counterfeit Bottles of Yellowtail Wine Found Circulating in Different Parts of the UK. More than 40 fake bottles of Yellowtail wine were found in the UK." I'm going to pause for a minute while everybody screams at their phone or their computer or whatever. The obvious question. Okay, everybody got that out. So the gist of this one is a grocery store in Birmingham, England, or Birmingham, was busted for selling approximately 41 bottles of counterfeit Yellowtail. Pinot Grigio, some Syrah, some Cab. It seems that a customer noticed that the color was off. Following that report, a consumer group tested the bottles of the tail and found that not only was the color off, but the taste was off as well. The tail's owner, Casella Brands, later confirmed that the wine was fake. This grocery store could end up losing their liquor license over this. And not much else to say on this one other than to open it up to you guys on this one. I know Solomon is busting an NFT to get down in this one. So, John, I'm going to let you come at us first on this one. What are your thoughts?
Besides the obvious stuff, we did stuff about fake Budweiser in China, like in episode 4 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What they basically did was they lined up all these empty beer cans and they just basically poured a bucket over all these beer cans to fill them up. And they were kicking out 200,000 cases or something ridiculous.
Yep.
Some ridiculous amount of stuff. Apart from the why question, is who noticed the difference in the color?
Right.
And
it wasn't clear if they were saying they noticed a difference in the color of the wine or like the label or something like that. I mean, it's a much better story if they noticed a difference in the color of the wine. So we're just going to go with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna think that. I mean, there's like so many things, and there's just not enough time to say it in. I mean, someone, I don't know, if they're spending that much time with Yellowtail, they could have maybe saved up and not bought as much and bought one bottle of really good wine and not be worried about it.
Yeah. Are you talking about the counterfeiters or the person that spotted the difference?
The person who spotted the difference.
Yeah, I think that is the true villain of this story, right? I mean,
if I had purchased a bottle and noticed the difference in the color, I wouldn't have said a goddamn thing, because my my self-respect is not worth that. I am not going to be the counterfeit Yellowtail Karen, and yet it's pretty effed up, and it's effed up for a couple of reasons, right? We as and I'm sure everybody in the chat's lighting everybody up. A person has a right to be a Budweiser fan. A person has a right to be a Yellowtail fan. And just because it's not necessarily my cup of tea, I don't think I've tasted Yellowtail in 7 years, probably. So I don't know if I could tell you, but whatever, it's somebody's go-to. They find it wherever they're at, they're able to find it, and it's something that they fall back on. And so that is pretty upsetting. You know what I mean? It's the ridiculous people that have a preference between Coke and Pepsi. They both taste disgusting, but they can tell the difference. And so, that's just kind of their thing. And so, I'm always going to stick up for the consumer in a situation like that. That being said, I'm thinking about who's making money off of this. The only way that you would be making money off of this is mass production and distribution. It's like in NBA Top Shots, nobody's making money off of buying one Mason Plumlee 1,500 count NFT for $12 and then flipping it at $13. That's not happening. But if you had 500 and then sold them all at once, now you're starting to, you made $500. Actually, it's not worth, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Plus, the VIG fee and taxes and everything like that. At least if you're counterfeiting, it's pretty easy to get your hands on some Yellowtail bottles. I just go to the back of Red Robin and fish them out of the dumpster along with their shitty French fries. And then you just got to fill them up with whatever. $2 it's probably $2 chuck, so transfer that shit over and get some sucker to buy it sight unseen and you're good to go. What's nice about an NFT is it's impossible to counterfeit.
Yeah, I think that is the biggest question mark for me. Like, the margins on a bottle of Yellowtail to the producer has got to be razor thin already. And then for somebody to try to get enough, I mean, unless they're like making hooch out of like Welch's grape juice, making some bathtub prison wine, I don't see how they're clearing a whole lot doing this. And so you're right, Jeff. The only way that it can be done is if it's in mass. And since they only found like 40 bottles, either they did really well and cleared everything out, or they don't understand what counterfeiting is.
Dude, I'm imagining in Great Britain a couple of like frozen quart things of Welch's grape juice.
Yeah.
Would probably cost more than a bottle of Yellowtail. I mean, they were losing money fermenting that stuff.
So, stick around long enough and you'll hear all the stories. So yeah, counterfeit Yellowtail. That's
the other thing I'm thinking is we've all kind of been there. You walk into, a much jankier liquor store and you'll see some Yellowtail that's been sitting on the shelf for easily like 4 years in a lit up window at 80 degrees,
having some good diurnal shifts every single day.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the bottle's like puffing out at the middle and the glass is melting down the side.
That's called forced aging.
So, whatever, you get what you get. It is funny because whenever you think about counterfeit wine, you're thinking of you're thinking of
that guy
Domini Romani Cominies being made, So yeah, that's cool.
All right, so enough about that. We've already spent too much time on the Yellowtail, so let's move on. Now, we brought this one up in the tavern earlier this week, and everybody got a good kick out of it. So we definitely wanted to talk about this one on the show as well. This is Virginia Brewery releases beer inspired by vulgar complaint from disgruntled maskless customer. Said the brewer, "We made this beer mostly out of a deep, abiding pettiness." Well said. So this is out of Beals Brewery in Bedford, Virginia. They have released a new porter, and this is the third beer in their series devoted to angry and rude customers and their rude behavior over the brewery's decisions to abide by the state's mask mandate there. The name of this brew, Your Manager is a Bitch, and it features a picture of the manager in question, Brittany Canterbury, who started as a server, worked her way up to bartender, is now manager of the tap room for the brewery. So she's been there a long time, and she knows how horrible people can be. So the story goes that a customer came in November and was not happy when Brittany asked this person to wear their mask when they were doing whatever they needed to follow the state mandate in Virginia. Made a bit of a scene at the brewery. And once home, this swole keyboard warrior took to the power of the internet to fire off an email to the brewery letting them know exactly how they felt. The brewery decided to take that email as inspiration for this beer. They even put the complete email on the back of the can for everyone to enjoy. The subject line, "Y'all suck." The message, "Your manager's a bitch and your beer tastes like a hot old orange juice." No punctuation, by the way. The rest of the can contains a message from the brewer that I did want to share with you because I think it captures the sentiment of so many people out there. And I quote, "This beer is a love letter to all the service industry workers who, despite a global pandemic, endeavor each day to provide a self-welcoming environment for their guests While we can't prevent the verbal abuse from the small fraction of customers who refuse to acknowledge our humanity, we will continue to call out and stand with you. P.S. This beer does not taste like hot old orange juice. It actually will remind you of a pecan pie with notes of caramelized sugar and warm toasted pecans. So, needless to say, the response has been overwhelmingly positive to the brewery and their response and their efforts to follow the state mandates and work to keep their employees, their customers, and their business alive and well. They did also put a press release out because this has gone quite viral. And one note of the press release I wanted to let you read to you. This ultimately isn't about COVID deniers or opinions about mask wearing. It's about honoring people's fundamental dignity and humanity and pushing back against the tired, outdated maximum that the customer is always right. As restaurants have fought to survive the pandemic, we've also been fighting to keep our staff safe and supported from inconsiderate and abusive customers. So, huge cheers to Beals Brewery for doing this. I think it's great. When I first saw the article, I thought, oh God, this is going to be, like they're going to call out a Karen and turn it into a whole thing. But I think they did a really good job of this. Happy that they stood up for their employee. And I really wish I could get my hands on this beer. You're muted, Jeff Solomon.
Son of a gun. I'm wondering, and I see our friend Lori in the chat, and she makes wine. And I was thinking about the time that I had to deal with a not so flattering comment from some guy named Mike R. Antis on Facebook, who commented that my teeth were purple. I did a whole rant. I believe it was episode 7. Go back if it's not that. Download episodes 1 through 20. It's in there somewhere. I believe it's titled The Wrath of Solomon. So let me tell you something. Right now, Lori of Dracaena Wines, delicious wines, welikeDrinking.com/wine. I expect you to make a wine label with my face on it with a quote that says, I like how his teeth are purple. And then on the back, it's me flipping off some guy named Mike R. Antis. Fuck you, bro. I never forget. I'm petty. I don't ever let grudges go. Now, going back to this asshole that goes into an establishment that, regardless of how they feel, they're following certain regulations in order to stay open at a fraction of the capacity that they were allowed to be before. Small businesses are struggling right now. And if somebody's going to walk into a business and make it their mission to just be a fucking asshole, not like pandemic be damned, right? Because that's a whole nother thing, what you're saying about everybody around you. You don't give a fuck about anybody. Well, guess what? We don't give a fuck about you. But I'm really glad that this brewery is sticking up for their employees. I think most any of us that have ever worked, whether it's in food service, in customer service, in retail, we've all had to deal with something like that. And the reality is, the adage of the customer is always right should really have an addendum. The customer is always right if you want to keep taking their money. However, a customer who is abusive, I don't want their business. And if they're feeling like they're going to follow up their in-person assholiness with a letter in which they refer to the manager as a bitch, fuck you. And by the way, look, I slip and I say bitch sometime. But if you ever hear me refer to a woman as a bitch out of anger, call me on that. Fucking don't expect me to stick up for that type of oppressive language against somebody else. That's bullshit. And so I'm really glad that the brewery is sticking up for that. And if you're an angry customer, fuck off, dude. Play nice. And fuck you. I think the title of the beer should actually be "Fuck You," and that should be it. But yeah,
No, I
kudos to the brewery.
I appreciate that they made it about standing up for her and not attacking the other guy or the person.
Nah,
John,
they should.
John,
Fuck that guy.
you live in this world. What are your thoughts on this?
So quickly, the fun that the manager's having on the picture they took of her is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is.
And just joy in her face. And
Yes.
probably,
As a matter of fact, here. Yeah, go ahead.
I am a little taken aback. So I have two thoughts on this. So I'm a little taken aback that they put his entire email in the back, because it seems like that would be kind of encouraging this kind of behavior again. Hey, if I go in and act like an asshole, they'll name a beer after me.
He has been banned for life.
Well, that's fine, but that won't stop another person from going
Yeah.
in and being an asshole and having
I feel
them to have a beer named after him. But here's the thing, and I'm going to dovetail onto Solomon's comments about, the customer always being right only if you want to keep taking their money. In the alcohol industry, in the alcohol service industry, this is counterintuitive that kicking people out of your bar, it actually helps your business.
Mm-hmm.
There are problem customers tend to be people that are regulars for a while, and they build up some sort of familiarity, and they feel like they're doing you a favor by coming there and drinking their limit of beers and talking like a jerk, and then it turns people off. And eventually you just have to 86 them because they're actually driving people away.
That's right.
And so it's counterintuitive, but booting people out of your establishment if you serve alcohol is actually good for business.
Absolutely. And it
Because
shows that
then
you're responsible as well.
It shows you're responsible, but word gets around to say, look, Lizard Tail, they're not putting up with any bullshit. And I hate to say it, it's usually guys that are kind of rude to single women that come in and just want to be left alone and drink a beer and talk amongst themselves. And, guys made lewd comments, and that's a one and done in our place. If you do that kind of crap, you're out and you don't come back. And because it's hard enough to attract women into craft breweries in the first place because of that exact same reason. Because people are drinking alcohol and some jerk feels like he's got to make a scene about being the big guy, and he can talk to women, and when they have no clue, and it's just, oh man, it's something that really puts a burr in my saddle, man. I just hate that stuff. Yep. So yeah, you got to nip that shit in the bud, and we do, and just, dude, you're out.
Yep. Yeah, and this has been a horrible year. Like, this year has sucked, and that's not even getting close to how this year has been. But I'll tell you this: every time I've gone to pick up food, every time I've gone to a bar to get a drink, a restaurant, or anything else, the people that have been serving me have been the most pleasant, gracious, nicest people, friendly, living with a mask on, working their butts off with masks on, and they have gone out of their way to provide a great experience in terrible times. And for people out there to feel so freaking entitled that they feel like they are the most important person and they can derail an entire establishment because a business is trying to stay open by following the rules. That is beyond disgusting, selfish, and entitled. And troll doesn't even begin to describe what you are if you think that's the way that you should be behaving.
Yeah.
You look like you want to say something, Jeff.
I was gonna say that person is actually one of the devices we were talking about right before we started the show.
Your mama didn't give you any home training.
Yeah, I mean, I and John, thank you for bringing that up. I hope that more alcohol service places understand that idea of like, yeah, you need to kick some mofos out, because dude, and really it's, you know, I find myself like back in the day, there were certain places I wouldn't take my Kara when I was dating her. I wouldn't take her to certain places because I didn't want to deal with the riffraff there, you know? So it's, it's everybody fucking calm the fuck down, dude.
Calm down, treat your servers, just
treat people.
You know, there's this thing where people say that somebody has to earn your respect, you know, like, I don't respect you until I earn your respect. Fuck you. You give people respect until they lose your respect. And so you treat everybody you meet with respect unless they do something where they don't deserve it. You are not better than anyone else on this planet. But there are people that are better than you. I can guarantee it. So don't be a dick. Treat each other with respect. And now John wants to talk to us about a beer park.
I do. Wow, excellent segue there, Eccles.
No, well, is there anything else on
hey man, advice? Respect is earned and not given. Also, I learned from reality TV that I will forgive, but I will never forget. And also, you, sir, are here for the wrong reasons. Okay. And do not take my kindness for weakness.
What are you talking about?
And other bullshit cliches that doofuses say, like the people who think that respect is something to be earned. No, respect is something that you just give to everybody because you're a good person, because you're following the Kantian epistemology of doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Aw, thanks, Chelsea. Chelsea says, nice people like you guys are the reason we even still go to work.
You know, Eccles ain't that nice.
Hey, I hide down the brewery. I don't mix with the public.
John, did you want to take the
Anderson beer Valley park? So Anderson Valley, they came up with an idea. I guess Dollywood isn't enough for people. So Anderson Valley Brewing in Boonville, California, is opening up a beer park. Beer park with disc golf, wood fire pizza ovens, and most importantly, bocce fields. So, I mean, I was looking through this, right? And so there's a map. You can pull up a map on the phone in the article. And again, there's a culinary garden. There's a brick oven pizza. But I'm thinking you have to have sports that involve drinking. And there it says bocce courts. There you go. I'm in. I mean, if I can sit around and just roll heavy wooden balls on grass and drink beer at the same time, shit, I'll pay $15 to get in and do that.
Yep. The 18-hole mini golf course is on here. They have a picnic area. It's 30 acres in size, a goat pen, pavilion, places for concerts, zero impact brewing, culinary garden, the tap room, obviously. I will say, when I first saw they're announcing a beer park, like I was expecting, like rides.
Yeah,
You know,
I wanted to get in a log flume and go down a log flume and just be full of beer, right? I mean, that's
Yeah,
what we're really looking for, right?
I wanted the Sparge ride. I wanted the water coaster. You know, I was looking for all the beer park.
That's what the
themes.
goat pen is for. I'd be there like, woo!
I think it's a bad idea to mix intoxicated people with goats.
I will
You
also
think?
say, do y'all ever play disc golf?
No,
I have.
You have, John. Have you ever?
no, I play real golf.
So growing up in Santa Cruz, the Santa Cruz Mountains, I get down with some disc golf every once in a while. What I will say
hit a
is,
redwood with a frisbee, and you think you're playing a sport?
all I would do is I would just sit back watch people teeing off for the first time, forgetting to set their glass of beer down before they throw the disc, because people like fling like discus, and I'm just waiting for person after person to fall and splash beer all over themselves. Someone's gonna fall on their pint glass and come up all cut and bloody. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, excellent. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. We got the beer pong hall. Where's that? Where's the beer sluicer ride? Where's the place where you shoot beer out of a water gun and fill up a clown's mouth? Or wait a minute.
Yep. Lori says they need like a wipeout course. That would be fantastic.
There you go.
It says they need croquet.
Croquet.
All right.
No, we're saving croquet for the Canadian beer park.
And of course, they need a place to play the WLD card game. That's
you have to hit the ball in between the goat legs.
That'd be some croquet.
Very
for
difficult.
sure.
They keep moving. You pick up a flamingo, straighten it out.
all right. Have we told everybody how to run their business better yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is there a moat? Can we put alligators in it?
And a
And then
trebuchet.
alligators swimming around in beer.
Only
Drunk
if you can
alligators.
get a close-up shot of the trebuchet as well as what they're trying to hit. That's the only way. Hey, fuck you, Sierra Nevada. You ruined a perfectly fine afternoon.
Last call.
Last call.
Last call. It's time to clean house and see who we haven't insulted tonight. You know what we do here, folks. We're looking for a little bit of help from you. Jesus, hold on. We're looking for a little bit of help from you. John Rujek, if the folks want to follow us on the social media platforms, how can they do so?
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Join our tavern. That's Twitter is We Like Drinking 1. Instagram is We Like Drinking, and the tavern, invitation only. We say yes to just about everybody. WeLikeDrinking.com/tavern.
Jeff Solomon, if hold on. If the folks have some thoughts on this episode or our show in general, where can they go to leave us a review?
Hey, here's what I want everybody to do who is watching live at WeLikeDrinking.com/show right now on a Tuesday night at 7:30, as they ought to do every Tuesday night at 7:30, is go ahead and click the like button on this YouTube video. It really helps people find the show, I hope. Also, make sure that you mash the subscribe button and you hit the notification bell, those of you watching on YouTube. But those of you looking at your phone, I want to play a little game. If you haven't done this yet, fill up the 5 stars that are in your podcast catcher app. And I want you, using your phone, I want you to autofill a review for us. Just start typing random letters and see what words show up.
Yes.
First
15 words, just the first 15 words, hit a letter and then the next 15 words.
Yeah, it should be what I love about this show is, and then just autofill. It's so we can find out how devious some of you are, because there's some pretty sultry stuff that shows up on some people's phones when they autofill.
We will read every single one of those reviews on the show. Next week, when we even have a guest, we'll make a guest sit through that. That should be entertaining. And visit welikedrinking.com/pledge to find out more information about becoming a patron of the show and find out how you can help us keep this whatever.
What do we call this now?
this trebuchet in a beer moat floating on down the canal.
Towards the incinerator.
Oh my God.
You can also find the show notes within this episode with all the links to the stories or mentions we had at welikedrinking.com/episodes. All right. A little bit of a shorter show tonight, unless we include all the pre-show fun when Jeff was shaving. But we probably won't. So you'll only be able to see that if you watch live every Tuesday night, as what, Jeff?
As you ought to do.
Every Tuesday night at 7:30 Pacific. But we've reached the time of the show where I get to say, okay, panel, let's take one last trip around this table and get some final thoughts before we shut off the lights. John.
Speaking of autofill, I want all of our listeners, or as many listeners all of our listeners, everybody who's listening to the show between now and June, to go and fill out the application for Murphy Good Winery's position that pays you $10,000 a month with free rent, but I want you to fill out all those applications with autofill. Can you imagine if just one of our listeners somewhere on the planet actually got that?
That would be fantastic. Jeff Solomon.
Hey, Eccles, I was scrolling the old Insta feed, and I saw that you got your hands on some Russian River Brewing Pliny the Elder.
I did. Huh? I did.
I'm surprised you didn't comment that while you were waiting in line, somebody who works at the brewery tried to rip it out of your hands.
It was one bottle per person, and so I held on to it with a death grip until I held on to it like some of the things on my shelf until I was able to get through the checkout process.
Well, I'm glad you got it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope no one made you feel like an asshole.
It was the elder, so it wasn't the younger.
I know. It ain't no big little thing.
It was still nice to be able to find it in Colorado. I was quite happy about it.
Very nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And with that, I'll say thanks again for joining us at the We Like Drinking podcast.
Where you'll never drink alone.
Yeah, JB, all your content. That's in pretty bold letters in the agreement for the Murphy Good thing, is that we own all you. All right. That was fun. Who is next week? Do you guys remember who is next week?
Who?
Do you guys remember that we have a show next week? That's, I guess, the better question. You see.
Calendar.
I think I know who it is. I think it's going to be an exciting one.
Who is it?
Tom Baker.
Oh no, yeah, this Mr. Black Cold Brew Coffee Liqueur.
Oh, are we getting some of that?
We're supposed to be.
Oh.
We're supposed to be. I'm surprised it hasn't shown up yet. It looks like I'm going to have to send off one of my emails tomorrow.
One of my reminder emails. So it's kind of like Kahlua on steroids. Is that the deal?
Yeah, it's very high quality coffee is my understanding. So should be a good one next week. Awesome seeing so many of you here tonight. A lot of people we haven't seen a whole lot in here. It was great seeing you guys. AKDB to some of you folks, and we will talk to the rest of you all next week.
Thanks, guys. Gals.
Peace.